Bend the knee! Valamogolas, everybody. This is Don Willie, back again with some more of that fabulous tinfoil. So, today I am asking the question, why is Sir Gerold Dayne the most dangerous man in Westeros? As according to Prince Doran Martell of Dorne. Now, for those of you who have not read at least up to A Feast for Crows, uh, you might want to bail out now, because I'm going deep into spoilers. So, with that said, why is this man so dangerous? Well, many people would probably believe it's because he is such a skilled fighter, and it's like you don't want to test that guy because he's chopping off ears and all that. No, 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 no. I believe that he is the most dangerous man in Westeros because he knows where the bodies are buried, so to speak. Figuratively and maybe even literally. Now, this is going to sound crazy, and obviously, we do not have 100% proof of this as of yet, but I think it is possible, at least for the books, maybe totally different for season 6 of Game of Thrones, but I do believe for the books that Sir Arthur Dayne is still alive, and there are people in Dorne who know this. Doran Martell being one of them, along with Arthur Dayne's cousin, Sir Gerold Dayne. But I also believe that Gerold Dayne knows more than just about Arthur Dayne being alive. I believe also that his sister Ashara Dayne is alive as well. And that Arthur Dayne has been kind of incapacitated ever since the Tower of Joy. Now, you guys might be thinking, wait, but no, Ned killed Arthur Dayne at the Tower of Joy. Go back and read what it says. It never said, Ned never once says that he killed Arthur Dayne, that he slew him. It says that if it wasn't for Howland Reed, he wouldn't have defeated Arthur Dayne. Now, remember, we're talking about very specific wording. George uses the wording that he uses on purpose. And most times when people are dead by someone's hand, it specifically says that they were killed. Not just that they were defeated, but that they were killed. Definitively, I put my sword through that man's eye, watched him fall, etc., etc. Someone's throat got cut and blood spilled all out of him. You know how George describes stuff. So yeah, we didn't hear that Arthur Dayne was killed by Ned Stark. We heard that he was defeated by Ned Stark. And I believe that he is not at Starfall. He is at High Hermitage, being cared for by Ashara, by Ashara Dayne. And part of the reason why Gerold Dayne is so dangerous is because Arthur Dayne told Gerold Dayne the truth about what went down at the Tower of Joy. And now you might be thinking, okay, well, even if he did, what's that got to do with why he would be so dangerous? Well, you got to think about it, right? Here you have Ilya Martell, who was the sister of Prince Doran Martell. She had 2 kids by Rhaegar Targaryen. Obviously, when it comes to the line of succession, then they should definitely be up there. But Rhaegar runs off with Lyanna Stark, has a kid with her. Doran knows that Ilya and the two kids that she had by Rhaegar are dead. And so that would mean that if Rhaegar and Lyanna got married, then their kid would be the king or queen of Westeros by rights. And you gotta think about it, right? If Doran Martell knew this information for the past 14 years or so, at this point in the story, it'd be like maybe 16 years or whatever may have it. Point is, if he knew this whole time, and had been keeping it a secret, wouldn't that kind of be treason on his part? Like, if you knew who the true heir to the throne was, and because it wasn't a child of your sister, you denied that that son or daughter the throne. Wouldn't that be considered treason? Um, Now whether or not Oberyn Martell knew this, I'm not exactly sure, but I do believe that Doran knows the entire truth, and right now he's scared that somebody, well, not somebody, but he's scared that Gerold Dayne might tell the truth. Now, as far as Gerold Dayne knowing that it is definitely, Jon Snow, air quotes or whatever may have you, he may not know the full identity of that child, but he does know that, that there is a kid out there who is the true king or queen of Westeros, and that it's basically been hidden for all this time. And to me, that's the reason why he attempted to kill Marcella, because it's like, oh, you know what? Who cares if a war gets started over this? She wasn't supposed to be sitting on the throne anyway. I went along with the plan, just because, but this isn't what it's really supposed to be. So, yeah, again, this might seem kind of tinfoily. It might, seem like super conjecture, but remember, knowledge is power, and knowledge is the most dangerous thing in the world in the wrong hands. Because if you disseminate that knowledge to the wrong people, it can be detrimental for someone's plans. So, yeah, man, Gerald Dane knows the truth, and Doran considers him dangerous because if he tells somebody that Arthur Dane is still alive, and you might be thinking, okay, well, if that's the case, also, why didn't Arthur Dane just give up to Ned immediately? Think about it. Arthur Dane was Rhaegar Targaryen's best friend. He was never going to bend a knee to Robert Baratheon. It's not going to happen. So, um, him not knowing what Ned Stark's intentions were, he's probably like, hey, you know what? I got to protect Rhaegar's kid. This is either the next king or queen of Westeros at this particular time. So, yeah, but I do believe the reason why Ned Stark was so revered is that he brought Arthur Dane, if not to Starfall, then maybe to High Hermitage. Uh, and they've just been keeping him there. And, the whole thing with Ashara Dane killing herself, and the reason why she hasn't been discovered is because she's basically been at High Hermitage or maybe some other smaller keep or castle looking over her brother, and her, Arthur Dane, and Gerald Dane have been guarding the truth of this whole time, under direction from not only from Doran Martell, But just, it's like, look, you know what? When the time comes, then we'll do all this. And also, that is the reason why Gerold Dayne is not Sword of the Morning, because the Sword of the Morning is not dead. So, yeah, I'm gonna quit rambling now because this has went on for like about 10 minutes, and you guys let me know what you think. Am I totally off base? Is this worth all the tinfoil enough to make a sheet to cover the world with, enough to make a couple of starships, or is this actually pretty plausible? You guys let me know what you think. And as always, check out, my other tinfoil videos, Brand, Time Traveler, Cold Hands, etc., etc. Right? And, rate, comment,